Hey everybody, it's Gomedex and welcome back to another premiere draft of the Powered Cube on Arena. Another regularly scheduled video of Gauntlet trying to figure out how the heck to draft vintage slash powered cube. Without further ado, let's get into our pack one, pick one here. I think I just want to take Tinker. I mean, Tinker is fantastic. You sack your cheap little mana rock and pick up a huge win condition with it. Very, very powerful card, pretty easy to draft around and build around. It makes a lot of the best cards in the cube even better, like Moxes and Soul Rings and stuff like that. Pretty happy to take Tinker here, but Sneak Attack's another really powerful build around. Very fun one. We've played both of these in the same deck in the past with our blue-red deck. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, big fan of both of these cards, and I don't think there's anything super insane outside of them, so I think it's super fair to start with just some kind of combo kill card. Apologies about the green screen, I will fix that in a moment, just noticed it here. This pack we've got Force of Will, being able to hold up a counter spell, even while you're tapped out, is fantastic, but so is Ancient Tomb, and I think that Ancient Tomb is going to work really well in the same kind of decks that are running Tinker. Both of these cards gain a lot of value off of running like Talismans, 2-mana mana rocks, so with the Tombs, we can get those out on turn 1 and go really fast with our mana. With the Tinker, we can sack them into something bigger. I think Ancient Tomb and Tinker work super well in the same kind of deck, so it's worth the pick here over Force of Will being a pretty close second. All right, here we are for pick number 3. Talisman, as I said before, great with Ancient Tomb and great with Tinker, and the fact that this is an on-color Talisman, being a blue Talisman, pretty big deal. Happy to take it here. There's no like big Tinker target that we can take. There's no like on-color duel or fetch or anything. And I think even if there were, Talisman is just perfect with these two as the start of this draft. Actually, Smuggler's Copter is probably pretty great with Ancient Tomb and Tinker as well. Another blue Talisman. Talisman of Curiosity is the green-blue. But again, perfect alongside Tinker and Tomb. So happy to take it. Pick number 5. Nexus of Becoming is not the greatest Tinker target ever, but it is a Tinker target. It's also a colorless spell, which means the double colorless from Ancient Tomb can help speed into that. So just a nice high mana value artifact. I don't hate taking Nexus of Becoming here. It's probably safest to take like Otawara, just replace an island with this, get a strict upgrade on our deck. Because there's a slight possibility we'd end up cutting like a Nexus of Becoming, but just never cut a good land like that. Yeah, I'm actually going to go Otawara here. I feel like there's plenty of really good Tinker targets in this cube. As you can see out of this pack, wow. So there's a fetch land, there's great card draw with Consider an Iteration, and then there's two like big artifacts, the Endstone and the Kappa Cannoneer. Kappa Cannoneer looks the funnest to me. We can actually try to play a full-on artifact deck, which we haven't been able to do yet. That would be super sick. Love to do some affinity style nonsense. Used to love playing artifact decks in Commander back when it was EDH and Tolarian Academy was still legal. We might be able to pull off something like that here. I want to play around with Cannoneer, I think. Endstone is also potentially kind of risky, because like for the rest of the game, if your opponent can do 10 to you in one turn, you're dead. And in Cube, that's a bit easier than normal. Subtlety is almost definitely the safest pick. Interaction you could cast for free, but Cannoneer's the coolest one. Unlicensed Hearse feels like sideboard material to me. I really don't want to just main deck that, and this is best of one that we're playing. None of this other stuff goes well in like an artifact tinkery deck. I guess Pyromancer could be fine if our mana base is good enough to support double red that early, but I would rather just speculate on the fixing towards something like that than take Pyromancer here. Pick 8. There you go. Portal to Phyrexia. Perfect Tinker target. If you are on the back foot at all and your opponent's got a good aggro start, Portal to Phyrexia kind of clearing out their board and then reanimating something every turn is great. Cauldron Complete's another great Tinker target. If you're not on the defensive at all, this gives you that threat to just push in damage turn over turn. Preordain is also just really consistent card draw for any blue deck, and Chromatic Star is a good card to sack to the Tinker, but we have nothing to tutor for off of Tinker yet. And I guess Cannoneer sort of counts, but this is also like an improvised card, so you can actually cast this instead of having to cheat it out. But I'm going to take Portal here over Cauldron Complete. Pick 9. These all look pretty insignificant for the kind of artifact deck we're trying to play here. I suppose Shadow Spear, obviously the closest, just because the card type. But maybe you should have taken Speculative Fixing there. Dress down to like counter abilities for a turn. Or Colonnade Speculative Fixing. Colonnade. Murderous Cut. If we end up in black, that will be pretty efficient removal. And then random speculative duels. Ooh, we get Nexus of Becoming. Sure. We'll play that in an Ancient Tomb deck, probably. We got the Endstone as well. We're getting all the random big artifacts. If we can find Mishra's Workshop as well, it's maybe a draft pod where that's possible. Pack's ridiculous. Time Twister, Grim Monolith, and Lion's Eye Diamond. The deck that we're currently building looks more oriented towards the Grim Monolith side of things, helping us cheat out some very high mana artifacts earlier. That looks great. The Lion's Eye Diamond can do like some infinite combos with Yawgmoth's Will and Underworld Breach, things that let you play your spells out of your graveyard. Lion's Eye Diamond just like wins the game with that kind of stuff. Time Twister, also a great storm kind of card, or a great aggro card if you dump your hand out a lot faster than your opponents, which we're sort of trying to do with some mana ramp, but I don't think we're succeeding at like a whole ton because we're also going to have really high mana value stuff. But then it also combos with like Narset that stops your opponent from drawing extra cards. It's a really cool pack, but I'm going to go Grim Monolith. Oh, there's the Brain Freeze for the Lion's Eye Diamond combo. Brain Freeze, Lion's Eye Diamond, and then Underworld Breach is just like, you just win, period. Literally. Not metaphorically, that is an instant win combo. I mean, it takes a lot of clicks on Arena, but you do win the game. So I guess I shouldn't say instant. I don't really like this pack for what we're doing. I suppose we're just taking Fractured Identity. Like, the amount of just insane, absurd threats with great enter the battlefield effects in Cube is just off the charts. So you just cast this on whatever you need to get rid of, and you're very happy. So when there's nothing like synergistic there, might as well just grab that. There's the Workshop, let's go! Pick 3, Mishra's Workshop. These packs are so loaded, though. It's like when we find something that's really important for our deck, like Grim Monolith, or Mishra's Workshop, it's like stacked together with other cards that would also be quite good, like a Flash. There are some cards we could take that would be good targets for Flash and Tinker. Currently, Flash doesn't actually work that well in here. We don't really have anything for it. So this isn't that hard of a pick. This isn't as hard as like what Monolith over Time Twister was, but it's still worth mentioning. There's very good stuff in that pack. It's a solid Ugin deck. We got a bunch of mana rocks for Ugin. We have tons of colorless spells. If Ugin resolves, we're going to win, because then we cast colorless spells and exile all their stuff. Like, I guess unless our opponent combos us off. But yeah, we have cards that actually ramp into Ugin. Even though the Workshop doesn't technically work with Ugin, plenty of our ramp does, and I'm happy to take them.
I will put an end to this conflict.
Take a Polluted Delta here. Over just a Treasure Cruise, that's it, really. Towards what we're playing right now. Urza's Saga can only get a Shadow Spear for us right now. It's like a theoretically fantastic card in this deck, but we gotta find like the Soul Ring, the Lotus, a Mox, anything like that for the Saga to make it actually good. And those are all really high picks, so unless we're the one to open it up, we probably won't find one. I think the potential upside is worth taking over like Teferi as probably the safest pick to run in here. Maybe Watery Grave. Watery Grave or Teferi likely if we don't take Saga. I'm going to gamble on this Saga paying off. And then gamble on Trinket Mage paying off. We would give an arm and a leg to open a Soul Ring or something to grab off of Saga and Mage. if we take that. We could also just take Talisman of Unity, which is way more consistent. We still don't have a bunch of Tinker targets. We still need more ways to ramp. We got plenty of huge stuff. I should not double up on tutors for 1 mana artifacts without any in the deck still. I'm going to take the Talisman. Great upheaval deck. Cast a bunch of mana rocks, get a bunch of extra mana. If we can upheaval with just a couple extra mana floating, we can win the game off that. That'll be fun. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond again. Feels like more of a Coalition Relic kind of deck. Pentad Prism also okay, but I think it's better for Coalition Relic here. Get that mana, turn over, turn over, turn. Here's another Talisman. We are practically mono blue. I kind of feel like taking Talisman over this fixing. Metamorph, probably good in a deck with a bunch of really sick artifacts to copy. Worst case scenario, copy imposing threat. Time Spiral and Citadel are great Storm combo cards, but that's not what we're doing here. There's a Triome to grab off our Polluted Delta if we do need any of those colors. I guess we could have drafted like a whole ton of fixin' and gotten like Leovold plus that Time Spiral. Try to cast those together, so shuffle the hands back in, we draw 7, our opponent draws nothing. What did we open? Not much. Didn't get a Soul Ring or Lotus or anything like that, so we didn't get anything for the Saga, but we got a Mightstone and Weakstone, which looks very good in this deck. The double colorless for artifacts while being a removal spell or a draw spell at the same time. Mightstone and Weakstone looks really good. Narset looks fine. We don't have any of the combos for her, but just the extra draw is going to be good. Another blue Talisman's pretty good, but Talisman's been going a little late overall. Ulamog's not great here, but he's fine. Like, we can't tinker Ulamog, and a lot of some of our biggest ramp, our triple colorless, is for artifacts only. I'm gonna go Mightstone and Weakstone here. I could see the argument for Narset being that a lot more players will want the Narset than will want the Mightstone and Weakstone, so it's a lot more likely to wheel. But in terms of just raw, like, what is the strongest card in this deck, I think it's Mightstone and Weakstone. Talisman, a Triome, or a Ponder? Just grab a Talisman. Another blue Talisman here. Thunder Trap Trainer looks fine. Just get every Talisman. That would be hilarious if we can get all 10. I'm assembling my Infinity Gauntlet. I don't have a lot of interaction here, so you just like toss a Leyline Binding in here. Already probably splashing white over anything else for Fractured Identity. I like that better than Enduring Curiosity in this deck. I feel like Shelldock Isle's easy enough to get to in Cube. 20 or fewer cards, a lot of players will do some really ridiculous card draw stuff. But we don't really have a consistent way to hit it. But I don't think Beaumont Courier's great here. As I play Urtai Resurrected, go for a Shelldock. Coveted Jewel, that's a fine one to ramp into, or to tinker out. We're not very good at defending ourselves to keep it, but we'll still be really good in the right matchup against other slowy decks like Control stuff. It's a Wheel of Fortune here, it's kind of sick. So we're just like upheaval deck, basically. I don't know how we combo off of Displacer Kitten, but we probably do somewhere in here. I mean, like with this and this, these are really big ETBs. Take it. This is definitely a Mox Opal deck. Not a bad Golos deck either. We finally found something for the Urza Saga, by the way. We got a Mox Opal. It's not perfect, but it's something. We wield the Narset. I don't hate it. Although Esper Sentinel wouldn't be bad here either.
Prowess is unmatched by my peers.
Triome. That is fetchable if we play any black. Talisman. Okay. We're basically like the mono blue artifact version of like a green ramp deck with a bunch of Elvish Mystics and Llanowar Elves. That just tries to play big late game green stuff. We're just playing big late game artifacts. Hoping for the best. This is probably not actually good. It's cute to imagine, though. Thespian staging a workshop or an ancient tomb. That's just not going to be good, though. Should almost definitely just not run it. No Talarian Academy. Sadness. Okay, we got 43 cards here. And so many 2-mana mana rocks. I kind of want to just cut like Shadow Spear and then 2 lands because of all of the mana rocks. And that's what I'm going to do. Shadow Spear and 2 lands. We don't need red at all. Get those out of here. Probably shouldn't play Thespian Stage. We don't need green or black. Rid of that Triome. We don't need red or green. It's a polluted delta is actually just not fetching anything because the only other color we need is white. Tragic. We've got 1, 2 white talismans. That's it. So I'm going to need an amount of planes in here. Still really don't want to go high on them. This blue is always important, and white is for 2 spells total. 9 blue, 4 white feels about right. Should maybe even be like 10-3. 9-4 here. Call it a deck there. Some mono blue artifact, good stuff. Technically, we're blue-white, we're Azorius artifacts, but almost mono blue. Should be a pretty fun deck. We are going to get crushed, steamrolled by some aggressive stuff, but we have the opportunity to have some just real blowout hands. Like Ancient Tomb into Monolith into Coalition Relic would be hilarious and insane. We could like turn 1 Urza Saga for Mox Opal, turn 2 like, I don't know, Talisman. I guess that still wouldn't really pop off till turn 3, but it has some explosive possibilities here, especially with the workshop. Yeah, I forgot about the workshop too. That really, I mean, turn 1 Coalition Relic and the World's Your Oyster after that. Can get to all this big stuff early. Yeah, we'll try it out. I don't know. It looks funky. It really, really does look like it's low on interactions, very low on early plays that affect the board in any way, so I'm very scared of aggressive matchups, but it has a lot of high impact stuff that it can try to cheese out early, so it's got some potential here, and we'll just have to see how it ends up doing when we actually get into the gameplay itself. So without further ado, let's hop into the gameplay, see how well this deck does. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Like, looking at the deck list, I look at that, and it feels instinctually like an 0-3 to me, because it's just really not defending itself. But we'll see. Keep this. Barely. Find Leyline Binding. Okay, so the way that this works, this is my first time ever playing Urza Saga. We're gonna play, so we play Talisman on 2, and then We're against aggro immediately. This is not a good matchup. We play Talisman on 2. We put a stop on our next upkeep so that we go untap. Before we sack that, make the construct. Then we tutor out the Mox Opal. And we will end up with a Mox Opal and a construct. That's 3 artifacts total. Talisman, Opal, and constructs. So that it will be active and will have a blocker against Karizev. Uh-oh. Karizev into Iconoclast. Take 3, go to 17. I am scarified. So put that out, draw. Main phase the Mox. That's 3 artifacts. Gives me the mana to now play this Talisman we drew. 5 mana up next turn. We can Leyline Binding somebody. If we draw a land, we can Nexus of Becoming out our Portal to Phyrexia to make them sack 3 cards. I mean, they have a million tokens, sadly. Oh, we're almost definitely dead to Quarry Steelcutter plus Goblin Bombardment. Jesus. Yeah, their deck is really, really good. The Goblin Bombardment stuff. Gonna pop off here. Yeah, I don't think we can stabilize, but if there's any shot, it's gonna be top deck land. Nexus of Becoming plus Portal here. Okay, if they sack to kill this 4/4, then they're down to 3 creatures and we wipe the whole board with Nexus into Portal. Tinker's not nothing. It can get Coveted Jewel or Kappa Cannoneer or Mightstone and Weakstone. But it does mean we can't Portal to Phyrexia because the portal's in hand. If I tinker into Coveted Jewel, I'm still 1 mana off from the Nexus of Becoming. There's no way to play Nexus here. And then they're going to steal the Jewel. If I tinker into the Jewel, I draw 3 as well, though. So if I tinker into Jewel and then draw any land in the top 3, then I got there? Okay. Tinker into Jewel, get a land in the top 3. Here's the play. I have to tap Opal before this? No, I don't, because I'll get a new artifact and still be at 3. Okay. Jewel, draw 3, right? Any land, any land, any land. Come on, Jewel. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, this deck is so fun. They could actually kill this in response with their Goblin Bombardment, but we wiped the board, which is the important part. We wiped the board and we're going to be drawing an extra card each turn. Ooh, I don't know if that was the line. Well, I mean, it might be. We don't know what's in their hand. They could have, like, Fire Blast plus a way to copy it. Just go direct damage. But yeah, they could have killed Portal here. They scoop? Oh, that was cool. I didn't think we had any shot when I started seeing some aggressive stuff there, especially when that Goblin Bombardment came out, and then I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I think this, God, this Nexus of Becoming is way better than I was giving it credit for. Because we get to put that out as our card draw engine, and it's also cheating the other stuff out early. All the other artifacts, the Portal to Phyrexia, the Endstone and stuff. Wow. That was cool. All right, 1-0 heading into game 2. It's not an 0-3 deck. Game number 2. Here we are on the draw this time around, and now no ramp until the Talisman's on 2. So still terrified of aggressive decks. They've got a Lutri in the companion slot, so they could be a red deck, and they are. Turn 1 Swift Spear. All right. We're playing against red. They're on the play. It's not looking great so far. It's blue-red again. Ragavan dashed out on 2. Just gets the treasure. Play our blue Talisman. Tapped Sheldock Isle plus the red-white Talisman next turn. We're taking a lot of damage before we can cast this Fractured Identity. Maybe we run out the Narset first and just really hope that they want to kill Narset over hitting us. Try to use her as a miniature fog. Oh no. Hasting somebody out off of Arena of Glory. Hasting 2 creatures out, Ragavan and Dragon Rage Channeler. Alright. Painful. Painful indeed. And they aren't even hurt that much by having the land be exerted because they're going to have all this treasure off Ragavan. They have one of our talismans if they have nothing else to cast here. Would not be terrible to turn a treasure to a permanent mana, and that is what they do. Gets the Surveil trigger on Channeler as well. 6-drop is the draw. Yeah, we're almost definitely dead. We just take 12 this turn. We have no defensive play, so all I can do is play Narset and hope they spend something burning Narset instead of killing us. I'm not going to have the life left to use this Ancient Tomb. Taking 4 damage minimum? I guess I could, and if I tomb out Ugin, it could be worth it. Oh yeah, this is irrelevant. This is what I'm exiling for 5 years from now. What am I concerned about right now? What am I thinking about right now? That choice is pretty relevant. Just put an island under it. That's not an actual draw happening anytime soon. Alright, the only way that I see us not dying here is if they don't lethal us this turn and also play some kind of creature that could like blow something up when it enters. That way, if I top deck a land, I can Fractured Identity one of their creatures and then off of its enter the battlefield effect blow up another one of theirs. Like if they have that Flame Tongue Kavu style creature, but I'm pretty sure we're just taking lethal here. Yeah, double bolt will do that. Fair enough. We had the tiniest chance on the play. Certainly no chance against that curve out on the draw. That'll be 1-1 heading into game 3. Hello, opening hand. I can't tinker on 2 no matter how I play this, right? Because none of these tap for blue. And I have a tap land turn 2. So I just play a talisman on 1 and then 2 talismans on 2. Go from there. Wait, what do I talk? I play 2 talismans on 1. Play both the white talismans. Oh, they've got a companion to Luris? Uh-oh. That means they're probably pretty low mana curve, very aggressive, which, as we've seen over and over and over, is a bad matchup for us, especially when we cannot tinker for Portal to Phyrexia. Because it's in our hand. Oh, well, that'll let me tinker on 2. Island off the top's a good draw. What do I tinker against? An empty board from aggressive colored deck. Definitely not the end stone. Wow, I actually don't have the greatest target for this position. It's probably Mightstone draw 2 and just keep the mana. Then I can hard cast Portal to Phyrexia because of Mishra's Workshop. I don't want to get Coveted Jewel and have them just go like Mountain Haster and take the Jewel. That sounds pretty terrible. I'll go Mightstone, Weakstone here. On the empty board. Find a Narset. Talisman of Impulse, no creatures still. Coveted Jewel. See no red from them yet. All the mana. All of the mana.
I have practiced against meditate.
We are. Okay, they can see it anyway. I mean, this is just insane. Mishra's Workshop openers are the truth here, it looks like. Which is to be expected when you run like every talisman in the draft pod, but I think it's like pick up the upheaval there and then set them back to 1 land the turn after this. Because we tap for just 1,000,000 mana. Cast it upheaval and then recast like all of the mana rocks. So they're back down to 1 land while we'll still have 5 or 6 mana after it upheaval. That was sick. Alright. There are 2 wolves inside this deck. There's the one that sees aggro and dies immediately. And there's the one that just combos off like it's nobody's business. This deck is high variance, but it's a fun one. 2-1 heading into game 4. Alright. No workshop, nothing like that. Talisman into Tezzeret for Opal. Try to do something with this Placer Kit and Coveted Jewel. If our opponent doesn't have a quick opener. If they have a quick opener, we do die. Because this is not a quick opener. Tezzeret's getting countered. Tezzeret is not getting countered.
Everything you own will belong to me.
Everything you own in a box to the left. Okay, Fairy Mastermind, not a counterspell. Coveted Jewel next turn, but they've got a Mastermind on board, so that feels a wee bit sketchy.
Quite a moment for you, hero.
Creature of the Schism. They could really steal this Jewel. So we play Jewel. I have the 4 mana to play Kitten, but I can't flicker the Jewel at all, so that feels bad. I could play Mightstone and Weakstone and then still have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana up for artifacts, but not for creatures like Kitten. Do I kill Preacher or do I draw 2? I think I'm going to kill Preacher. No, the Hymn to Torak! Oh. We just set up like perfect mana to Coveted Jewel into basically any spell and win. And it would have hit Talisman, that would have done it, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Jewel, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up afterward. Yeah, I'd have 12 mana. 6 for that, 4 for Kit, and then 2 for Talisman, untap Jewel, draw 3. Yeah, we would have comboed off. That was such a well-timed Hymn to Torak. That probably just gets us there. I mean, this is Cube. There are crazy, crazy spells. We do have top decks that will flip this game right back in our favor, but we have to gamble on drawing them. It's like 1 in 6 chance or something. There's only a few out of the 28. Only like 1 out of every 6 or 7 will really get us out of this, which is not a lot. Pick up the Mightstone or Weakstone in their end step here. Okay. Even if they counter Ugin, we can kill the Fairy Mastermind. And they are quite likely to counter Ugin. Mightstone Weakstone does not tap for Ugin mana anyway. I think I'm picking up Mightstone Weakstone here. Talisman of Dominance. Won't have the mana to play it post Ugin. I can play it pre-Ugin if I want. But then I'll be completely tapped out trying to resolve Ugin. Instead of having like 1-up for a daze. Yeah, I mean Ugin almost definitely gets countered either way, but slightly more likely to resolve this way. Sure. Urtai's pretty fine. We'll get to draw off of Ugin getting countered and kill the fairy. So not the complete end of the world. I don't think I'm shooting myself for this talisman. Tap out. We've got one draw step to hit Tinker. Now's the turn. They could all just have Force of Will or something in hand anyway. They are a control deck with 7 cards in hand here, so... being tapped out does not completely mean we get to resolve stuff here. Bad draw, but... some Mightstone Weakstones for. At this point I have to just gamble, go for the draw, overkill something. Because we need to top deck something insane, and that is not something insane. Upheaval would work as well. Yeah, multiple outs, but we did not find one there. Probably dead here. Can portal them off Shelldock Isle next turn if we're still alive. But that is a big if when they have Vampiric Tutor plus Gataxian Probe to cast anything in their entire deck. Sheoldred. Probe my island. They have double blue up now, so if they have the counterspell in hand, they do stop us. I guess I can do this before I draw a card. But they'll just keep Sheoldred anyway. Yeah, I think I just draw. Oh my god. I think we try to get them to counter the Portal to Phyrexia. So if they have the counterspell, they use it now. Yes! Okay, except that it was mana drain, so they have 9 mana next turn. But you can't win them all. You certainly can't win them all. Yeah, we're probably going to die to that mana drain, but we'll see. Alright, what can you do off of that 9 colorless mana? Please, all colored spells. Ugin! No!
One step in the stratagem. I will mend this broken.
I mean, he can't exile anything. Because all our permanents are colorless. Cube is so stupid. I'm losing this game, but it is such a fun loss.
My plan bears.
You got a counterspell up? You got like a Force of Will up? Or do we get to Fractured Identity or Ugin? And have an Ugin in our artifact deck? I think Ugin will be a little bit better on our board. It will be over there, so it's only fair, right? Okay. Blue, white. 1, 2, 3, correct? Use me some life here real badly. Appreciate ya.
Heed my advice. Mine.
Okay, kill the Ugin, but they're on Swamp here, and we're on infinite mana. We can Shell Dock again. Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cannoneer. And set up Shell Dock. And that's got Ward or a Bajillion. Which matters a lot when they're on Swamp. It's Ward 4, so they just cannot kill the Cannoneer and they won't be able to kill the copy. Nethergoyf, large. I should have kept that to play it as a 3/3 instead of just hardcast it. Or not. I'll go to 10. Or I should just draw perfectly. Oh my god. This is the greatest day of my life. Time to go 3/1 into 3/3. If I top deck a Talisman, the hand's pretty good. Saga on 1, Talisman on 2, Activate on 3 is always good, but with no 2-mana artifact, just high mana value stuff, this almost feels like a mulligan. It's very tempting because it still has the Saga, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna get greedy. Well, we're running like 7 Talismans or something. We have Monolith and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We literally have 7 Talismans. So Grim Monolith or any of the 7 Talismans, and the Saga is great on 2. Since I didn't draw one here, do I lead with Island? I'm gonna lead with Island here because when the Saga sacks itself and turns itself into a Mox Opal, if I don't draw one of my 2-mana artifacts, I'm just not gonna have mana there anymore. I can just Ancient Tomb Tezzeret into the Mox Opal here. Sure. Reprieve? I was super okay with them like using any of the forces that's like exile another card and counter this, but it was a white removal spell. Vindicate as a Stone Rain. Our opponent is so rude. Alright, well now we're just setting up the Tinker with this Urza Saga. Our artifacts enter tapped. That's actually gross. I don't appreciate that at all. Okay, Tezzeret's kind of useless because Saga's going to get the Mox anyway. So I'm Narsetting or I'm making the Construct. I think I need to make the Construct so that I know that Opal can tap for mana so that I can definitely cast the Tinker. Because if I cast Narset here and then I don't draw a land next turn, my Opal doesn't... I don't have the Tinker mana, because my Opal doesn't tap for mana unless I make a Construct next upkeep. But if I make a Construct next upkeep, I'm tapping out of Tinker mana. It is an absolute shame we drew the Portal and the Nexus of Becoming. Because if I hadn't drawn the Portal, I could tutor out Portal here. If I hadn't drawn the Nexus, I could tutor out the Nexus to play the Portal for free. But I can't do either, which is rough. Oh my god, and they have Lauren for Urza Saga. We're getting Stone Rained twice. That's so gross. Here's a 0/0. No, it's a 1/1. Please island, please island, please island. Okay, Plains works too. That's good enough for me. Do I even have anything left I can tinker for? I can get Kappa Cannoneer, Coveted Jewel, or the Endstone. Oh, that's rough. I cannot get Coveted Jewel here. They just get a thing back. If I didn't draw Mightstone and Weakstone, I could tutor for that to then hardcast Nexus soon. These draws were so awkward for me. Do I have to tinker for Monolith? So I can play Nexus? Next turn? Oh my god, I think I have to tinker for Monolith? That's not lovely. Oh my god. I forgot it enters tapped because of Makti and Itla. It enters tapped because of Makti and Itla. No! So... I mean, it definitely can't be Coveted Jewel. Just Endstone? Endstone just puts me to 10 and then doesn't even draw me anything yet. I don't know if we have any out there. Man, yeah, we are just so dead. There's probably some way to have done this, but these three clumping into the hand was brutal for that. Just brutal for the Tinker. This is a brutal game all around. I mean, we got Stone Rain twice. Yep, and we're just dead to Goblin Bombardment. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was nothing I could tutor for there, because if I tutored for the Jewel, it enters tapped and then they just steal it when they attack. So I could tutor for the Endstone. If I tutored for the Endstone, I would have just died already. Because if I tutored for the Endstone, it puts me at 10 life when I go to my end step. They hit me for 6, cast Bombardment Descendant, sack all 4, and hit me for 4. That's 10 damage total. I would have died a turn faster if I tutored for the Endstone. Man. You run out the Tezzeret first, and then try to go like Tinker plus Tezzeret untap on a future turn. for something. But the Tinker costs 3 and then it's getting me 3, so it still, again, isn't getting me to the Nexus. Till the turn after I do the Tinker. Yeah, that was a hard one. There might have been somewhere could accomplish something. Because again, like if we resolved this Nexus, we probably do get there. We resolve the Nexus, which resolves the portal and kills 3 of these. I guess now that they have the Goblin Bombardment, that's less likely. I don't know. Hard one there. That is 3 and 2 heading into game 6. It's not great, but I think it's a keep. Another red deck. I am afeared. It's Boros, the highest win rate archetype in the whole cube. And a very aggressive deck that would be terrifying for this deck to run against. I mean, terrifying for any deck. Alright, they got a 2-mana 2/2 that draws a card every time it attacks. Every time it attacks alongside another creature. Okay. They just jam out a couple like 1-drop creatures here. Opal, tinker the Opal away for Portal to Phyrexia could get us there. Never mind. Spellbinder the Tinker for sure. If they Spellbinder anything else, they are incredibly bold. Yep. Colonnade. Five loyalty Tezzeret here. Worst case scenario, soaking up a lot of damage, or we Narset. I don't need to draw anything specifically right now though, because I can tinker next turn. It's because I don't need a specific draw. I think I go for the Tezzeret Fog. Yeah, we'll go Tezzeret Fog.
Technology serves one. My ascension. Bow to your new overlord. Obey me.
They send it all face. Drop an Inti. Drop a Smuggler's Copter. So they can sack the... Oh my god, every time! That's okay. We still have the other thing in the deck. Oh my god, that's so funny. It's objectively hilarious. I can't complain that much. I'm gonna sack Talisman here.
Soon you will grovel.
Cannoneer's cool, but we need to make them sack 3 creatures first. I could just ult Tezzeret.
Mana still obeys me.
The untaps can be really powerful with a Coveted Jewel coming up, but that ult is very tempting. I guess if they don't attack Tezzeret next turn, I can still ult him the turn after this, and if I do ult him the turn after this, I get to ult him and keep him around. Right, the only way he doesn't ult next turn is if they attack him, and if they attack him, I think that's also just a net positive. I guess they could also, like, destroy him with something. Beginning of combat on your turn. I really want to keep the untap ability around.
My control is absolute.
I already have Nexus of Becoming, turning a bunch of stuff into creatures too. Flame Slash exactly big enough. That was the other benefit to doing the 0, is that we get the blocker out of reach of lightning bolts and chain lightning, but not Flame Slash. Alright, they go for the Tezzeret, so Tezzeret's going to be some fogs for us.
You cannot kill me.
Coveted Jewel is monumentally risky right now on this board. Because we don't get it back unless we attack them back. Sounds pretty awful. Metamorph Nexus sounds fun. Sure.
My network is already vast.
Ooh. Displacer Kitten?
Soon you will grovel.
Yeah, I draw the 3. I don't get the mana because it's summoning sick, and then they have like the chance of stealing it back. Yeah, I got a Displacer Kitten.
I expect success. I am power.
Flicker the Opal, I guess. Actually, Flicker the Metamorph as well, which is cool.
There are so many mysteries to hone your prowess.
I don't have the mana for this talisman right now. Grab an upheaval, but I don't think I'm actually doing it. Okay, that's enough. That is a 4th win and a positive record for this artifact-centric draft. We will take it 4-2 heading into game number 7. All right, here we are for game 7. Displacer Kid and Grim Monolith. Oh god, turn 1 Ocelot Pride. Why does everybody have terrifying decks in Cube? It's almost like we're all playing with the strongest cards in Magic's history. I feel like Displacer Kitten is just going to get removal spelled and we're not going to accomplish anything, but we'll see. I believe if Displacer Kitten resolves, we can dump our entire hand. We go blue and 3 for Kitten, and I have 2 mana up. I use that 2 mana on a Talisman to flicker a Monolith. I tap the Monolith, use 2 of the 3 for a Talisman, flicker the Monolith. I tap the Monolith, use 2 of the 3. I believe I end up with enough for Coveted Jewel. And then if the Jewel draws into anything, the Kitten flickers that too. But if they have any interaction for Kitten, we basically just lose this game. But I literally don't have any other play in this hand, so we go for it, do we not? And just see how far it goes, see how far we get. Try our best, little kitten. Holy, no interaction, Batman. This is 5. This is exactly 6. I could cast the Jewel and then play Tails. Oh my god, holy, no interaction, Batman. I mean, so I win, right?
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time.
This just never stops, does it? Just to like hard cast Portal and stuff soon enough? This is absolutely absurd. It's an 8. It's not the hard cast yet. I actually want to draw too many cards. I don't know what's happening, but I'm winning. There is that. There's the Coveted Jewel. Upheaval. Okay, that does it for sure. Does it for dang sure. I don't actually have the mana for that yet. Oh, Mox Opal certainly gets the mana for that. Blue, Monolith, Upheaval, 1 mana, floating. Actually, Metamorph, pay 2 life, gives me more mana. Monolith. I could actually probably double Displacer Kitten for infinite mana if I were smarter. Full control so I can tap this again. Or it's not letting me. It's not going to let me. Might have actually like been better not to Upheaval. I don't know, I mean, either way, I end up in a ridiculous position. Oh, choose cards to keep. Keep 7, the rest will be discarded. That simplifies it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get rid of Endstone. Okay. I'm sure there's a way to lose from here, but hopefully we won't find that way. Also, certainly a way to win from here. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Feels like mill is the way to lose from here. So let's just get this portal down again so we can start putting threats on the board every turn. Being Adeline next turn. Good game from opponent. They do finally scoop them up. That is 5 and 2. I knew there was probably some way to displace your kit combo in this deck, and there it was. And I don't even think we did the whole thing. Once we got the Metamorph, there's probably some kind of literal infinite at that point that I'm just too unfamiliar to pull off there. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to stop at some point because I really didn't want to lose the mill. And we have so many cards that draw an extra card each turn that I'm like, okay, if they don't concede, we do need to start getting creatures on the board between Kitten and like Portal and actually beating down. So I just pivoted onto that path probably a little bit earlier than I needed to. I probably played it tiny bit safe from the mill. But again, I couldn't remember how to get any more good threats. All right. 5 and 2. Excellent, excellent run here. Winning record. We are leaving with more gems than we paid to enter. Wherever things go from here. That's a hand. I'm going to tomb Talisman so I can actually tinker on 2. I can't tinker next turn if I lead Monolith because our blue source is tapped. Okay. Just tinker, play a tap land. Kappa Cannoneer, maybe? Kappa Cannoneer or Coveted Jewel on the empty board? Go Coveted Jewel. Oh, into the upheaval real soon. We've got the Metamorph too? Good grief. I don't even know what I'm doing with this deck. This thing's just insane. Mightstone, Weakstone now. Oh my god, Mox. Talisman. This is turn 1. No, this is turn 2. This is their turn 1. They got to play 1 tap, and that's all they got to play so far. And then we just upheaval them next turn. Watch them go Mountain Haste Creature and steal 2 Coveted Jewels. That would be gross. That'd be like their biggest out. It's just Mountain Haste Creature, which is pretty funny. Okay. Upheaval time, right? Whee! Or workshop. Should have played Tezzeret a long time ago.
My purpose is clear. Rule the air. Make yourself useful.
I'm gonna shoot myself again here. I think I'm more than winning without shooting myself.
My will is my own. My network is already vast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we'll still be able to ultimate Tezzeret this turn if they don't have 1-man interaction. They found a Lotus or a Mox or something at least. They have a 0 drop. Oh, Grief? Sure. They probably have to get rid of Kep, a Cannoneer here, weirdly. They get rid of the Ugin, though. Cannoneer first. Why did I play the island?
Still obeys me here.
I guess it doesn't matter because I have so much mana.
My network is already vast. Mine, endless army of technology. This technology is advanced. But explosive.
Okay. What are you gonna do with turn 3? Persist Grief. Okay. Get a counter on a creature. Go to combat. Make another one.
I expect success.
Okay. Flash and concede. That is 6-2 now. We made it to the final boss with this artifact dex. If this is our first 7 winner, that would be a banger. Mono blue artifact stream. White splash, but still. All right, yeah. Great value out of the draft no matter where things go from here. And we are at the final game of Magic for today. Win or lose. The final battle. Okay. Turn 3 Tinker, but still. Polluted Delta into Island for Mystical Tutor. Scary start. Mystical Tutor into Ancestral Recall. Great stuff from our opponent to start them off here. They got 1 black mana up as well. Is this going to be Ancestral plus Thoughtseize? Because that'd be an incredible start. And then Thoughtseize the Tinker. It is not. They're just going to discard the hand size in the end step here. So we will be able to attempt to cast Tinker. They're tapped out of blue, but again, Force of Will, Force of Negation. These are cards in this cube. Celestial Colonnades the draw. Play a tap land this turn then. Oh, they could have Days. I should have played just an island. Forgot about Days. I was thinking of Force of Will, Force Negation, where it doesn't matter what I have up. Days, I would need 1 mana up. Okay, it's Force of Negation anyway. So because it's Force of Negation, it actually ends up better that we played it that way than if we played the island. It doesn't end up good, though. I feel like they are favored. They counter that, because then we don't have any action for a long time. We could draw like an Ancient Tomb, and then we're just like immediately back in it, doing crazy stuff quickly, but if we just draw like regular lands and spells, we're not doing much. Yeah, like Displace Your Kitten. Probably just getting bolted. Dismembered. Any and all of the above. Voidwalker, so anything that goes into our grave gets exiled now, and then Eidetic Memory. Draw a card, get a counter on Voidwalker. Portal to Phyrexia is the draw. We are real far from that. Play it this turn. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile with a void counter. Tap sack, play it without playing its without any card. So they could cast Fractured Identity if I like chose Eidetic Memory or something. That seems good enough to do that when I have no other plays. It just seems like a ridiculous ability. To an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, so including from their hand, exile with a void counter, sack it, play the exiled card for free. Yeah, that is wild. Yeah, so they're going to Fatal Push as well. Nobody wants that thing sitting on the other side of the board. Talisman makes me one land away from Ugin. Nethergoyf. Quantum Riddler, big draw. Gain off Shieldred. It's not looking good for ye old artifact deck. I guess if I hit Mishra's Workshop, we portal to Phyrexia them, and then we're fine. Portal Phyrexia. Or not Portal to Phyrexia, Mishra's Workshop. Coveted Jewel is super risky here, but I draw anything cheap enough and we start going Displacer Kitten mode, so that's what we do. Anything that costs 4 or less and we could win this game here. Oh no, Shieldred's shooting me though, so probably not. Oh, if it weren't for Shieldred, this would do it, because I've got the upheaval, but I die to Shieldred if I go for it. Oh no. Ah, it's a fitting end. We would beat literally anything but Shieldred here. We could just keep looping these until we have 1,000,000 mana and then upheaval. But Shieldred is just the exact card to kill us. Ah, man. That's rough. I can't even like get to the 9 for Portal without dying to Shieldred. I guess if we fractured Shieldred, we probably would have won here. Although if we fractured Shieldred, they could have fractured Kitten, and then obviously the Jewel's not an out. So it depends what they do. That's so sad. But we're dead. Shieldred just counters our whole plan. Gnarly stuff from the Praetor there. That is 6 and 3. So close to finally getting trophy. And this was my favorite deck so far. I love artifact nonsense, and this was fantastic artifact nonsense. I really didn't know how to feel about it when I drafted it, because like the lack of early game plays, we can get hit a lot early. But again, it has so many explosive plays available. That's I think now that I've experienced it, now that I've played with it, I think this is like a great artifacts deck. And if we played perfectly, we probably would have gotten one of those losses into a win. Probably could have 7-winned. Maybe had we killed Shieldred, there's a chance we would win that last game. And in the other 2 losses, I'm sure there was something like that at different opportunities there. But this was super fun. I mean, 7 talisman deck, and the talismans were actually like so useful in here. We could ultimate and start hitting our opponent with them. They're all great for Tinker. With the Displacer Kitten, there are a bunch of cheap spells to cast to keep flickering that coveted Jewel. Displacer Kitten ended up being a lot better than I thought. The first half of the draft, I was like, I really don't know what this is doing. And then the second half, I'm like, oh, it's winning the game with coveted Jewel. This is like kind of a 2-card combo that can just loop off of almost anything you draw. If you have a Kitten on the board, then you cast your Jewel. You're going to draw 3 cards and have 3 mana up. If any of those cards are 3 mana or less, you cast one, flicker the Jewel, and just keep digging further and further and just going endlessly with these 2. So Displacer Kitten Coveted Jewel was awesome. And that's something I had not experienced yet. I already knew like with Grim Monolith would be good, but God, is it good with Coveted Jewel where you're drawing extra cards. Yeah, not much to say. I think definitely some user error here, some gameplay error, but the deck itself is very close to perfect. If I, again, had experience with this archetype in the past, I think this was a draft pod, and this was a deck where we could have gotten a 7-winner here. I probably would have drafted things in a slightly different order, ended up with a slightly better deck, and then same with the gameplay. Just play a bit better, and maybe one of those losses turns into a win. But I'm still happy with a 6-3. I still had a really fun time with this one. And I'm super excited to draft some more artifact nonsense again sometime in the near future. But as for now, as for today, that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send us more in the recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.